Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Sunday morning coffee and a card. My name is Julia Green. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you are here live in my studio, or I call it my craft space or my stamp space. So welcome in. If this is your first time watching me or joining, welcome, welcome. If you are a repeat watcher, you're also very welcome, and thank you so much for catching another one of my live videos. So yesterday, for those of you guys that know a little bit about Stampin' Up! And the background of Stampin' Up!, we refer to ourselves as teams. So when someone signs up underneath you, he becomes part of that team. I love that we refer to us as teams because we are very supportive of one another, which I really like a lot. And I was on a team Zoom yesterday, and I was working my upline, Linda. She does a mystery project. So we were doing a mystery project, and I was trying to kind of prep myself for this morning because sometimes I like to be a little bit prepared for you guys, but sometimes we just stamp on the fly. It's all good. It's all whatever happens, right? So let me see if I have any comments. Is anybody watching me this morning? All right. So I decided to use this morning looking through the catalog, and in one of my most recent order, I ordered the Poised Peony stamp set, which can be found on page 28 in the new catalog. And I've also ordered the Frames and Flowers DSP package that's also on this page on page 29. And as you can see, in Stampin' Up! Style, we have a lot of little ideas across the page here using these two different things. So I went and I grabbed my supplies, and this is the DSP, okay? And the reason it calls itself Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper is because a lot of these are die cuts. So I'm gonna pull this apart, okay? So let me just pull it all out here. All right, and the die cuts are gonna start coming apart, I'm pretty sure. So let's put that over there out of the way. So as you can see, this page here is all a whole bunch of die cuts. So what I usually do, and I do this, Linda mentioned this yesterday, she does this with her paper pumpkin as well. I punch all these things out when my paper pumpkin comes as well. And then I know what I have, and it gets rid of all this, what I consider to be kind of messy stuff. So I'm just going to punch a few of these out and get them out of the way here. And while I'm doing that, I just wanted to mention a couple of other things to you. So Paper Pumpkin, I did just mention that. That is our monthly subscription kit, okay? And you have to order this month's by the 10th. And today being the 9th means you have till tomorrow at midnight to purchase this month's kit. Now, this month's kit features the in colors from the new catalog. So if you haven't seen those already, there's a little sneaky peeky of the in colors. I am loving them. I feel they have a little pastel-y, summery feel, so I like them a lot. I think they have blended in with our regular colors very well. So I like those a lot. So back to Paper Pumpkin. If you want to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and you're not sure how to do that, just let me know, okay? And I can help you out with that. And let's see, did I want to mention anything else? Oh, I am going to be doing my first ever kit together right here on Facebook, and we're going to be using the Hello Hollyhocks. And I believe that is it's going to be the first week of July. I'm still looking for a date that works for me. But I don't want to do it too soon because I want you to have ample opportunity to purchase the kit if you'd like to participate in that kit together. So that's something to keep in mind. I also have a mystery card night this week, so you need to go to my Stamping with Julia Facebook page and look for the event under there, and you will find all the ingredients and stuff that you need for the mystery card night, and that is this Wednesday, the 12th, okay? So that's so there's a little housekeeping. So we have 2 sheets of the die cuts, all right? I'm not going to punch this one out. I just punched the other one all out. And they're 2 different. These are all different die cuts. So you really can go crazy. Look at this one here. Wouldn't this one be great on it's a corner on a scrapbook page? I'm thinking that might work on a scrapbook page. I might work on that later today. All right, so we're just gonna try to pick this up without losing any of my thingies here. And I just want to set it over on the table over here, because I'll finish punching that out a little bit later, unless I decide I want one of those for the card that we're going to make. So then there's this beautiful 3 sheets of DSP. And you have some plain designs, some patterns. I love the eucalyptus. My daughter loves eucalyptus, so this would be a real fun one. So there's the second sheet. And then we have a third sheet. Okay. And that on the other side. All right. And then we have another sheet of what I call, these are like card backs, or I mean card fronts or whatever, or the back piece of a card. So we have that one. We have this long strip one. Again, I'm thinking that one would look really good on a scrapbook page. So we might work on that a little later, because I do want to start doing some more scrapbook page layouts with you guys. All right. I really should have probably punched these out ahead of time, but I wanted you to see what we were working with here. And Linda even mentioned yesterday when she punching this out, this paper has a little bit of a pattern to it. So you might want to keep some of those bigger pieces and maybe cut out where you're going to put your salutations or whatever. Because here's another one. This one over here has a big cutout. And you can actually use that as a thing for your salutations. So if you're looking for something quick and easy to make some really pretty cards, this would be a fun little thing to add on to your order. It's always fun to just have some things where we can quickly make some cards, especially in the summertime when you're sitting by the pool or the lake, or you're on vacation and you just need to get a little crafty in. These type of things are great for that. All right, so let's go ahead, and I think I'm going to use, I really like this eucalyptus background, okay? And I've grabbed some color cardstock that goes with this. And the colors that they list that go with this are, there's a lot of colors, a lot of greens, which I thought was kind of neat. All right, the colors that go with this that they list are Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, Pumpkin Pie, Shaded Spruce, and Soft Seafoam. So lots of greens, okay? And so they said pumpkin pie, and I do see pumpkin pie in some of these flowers. But then I also thought I saw Calypso Coral, because to me, Calypso Coral is like the darker version of Petal Pink. So just to keep that in mind. My card base is going to be Petal Pink. So we're going to cut a sheet of that in half. And just to be prepared, I cut out some circles using the Deckled Circles dies, okay? And I did some smaller ones with white to do my salutations, and then I did the next layer up with the Pretty Peacock. Okay, so this is going to be my card base. We're going to fold this in half. I like this one right here. And then let's look through these. I kind of like this. Let's see. And that's kind of, no, that's too big. Let's see. I'm going to do, this is going to be my salutation down here. And actually, I could probably get away with just that on there, couldn't I? But I'm going to do, maybe I'll do these. Oh, here we go. All right. So that's what I'm going to use. All right. Now I'm going to grab my Peony stamp set. And I'm going to grab some ink. This is a really pretty stamp set. And I'm going to do the best birthday wishes because I have a bunch of birthday cards that I need for this week. And then I'm going to grab this Peony. And it does fit on there. So I am going to grab Pretty and Peacock ink. I am going to grab a Petal Pink marker, my Calypso Coral marker, and Lost Lagoon. And to me, Pool Party is a lighter version of Lost Lagoon. So this is a technique I haven't done in a while, but this is direct ink to the stamps using our Stampin' Write markers, okay? Now, Stampin' Write markers are not like the blends, okay? So you're going to want to remember that. So we're just going to go right ahead and we're going to color our Peony. I'm using the Pretty and Pink first. I'm going to come back. I'm using the brush end. So these markers are very similar to the blends where they have a blush or a paint tip and a fine tip. All right, now I'm going to use the Pool Party on the bottom, and this is all the leaves here. And actually, that's right there is part of the Peony. So I'm going to take my finger and just take some of that ink off because this one right here was part of the Peony. If you are stamping and you don't have ink on your fingers, then you're not really stamping. That's what I always say. Because I always have ink on my fingers. All right, then I'm coming in with the Lost Lagoon, which is a little bit darker. And I'm just going to do a little bit of Lost Lagoon on there. All right, now let's see how that came out. And I cut out a bunch of these ahead of time. Oh, I like that a lot. Pretty, pretty. Okay, now I'm going to take the Pretty and Peacock, which is my dark color, and I'm going to come in with that with my salutation, and I'm going to stamp my best birthday wishes right over top of that. Love it. Came out perfect. All right, so that's a technique that I haven't shown you guys in a while, but it's one that I really like to go to. I find that it works best with the cling stamp sets. You can do it with the photopolymer. I don't always have as good a luck with the photopolymer as I do with the cling sets, but just an FYI. But you can do it. I think you have to be a little bit more patient with the photopolymer than the cling. Okay, so we're going to layer that right on here. We're going to go ahead and put this layer right on our card. Just like that. I think I'm going to do some dimensionals. And I have a sheet of dimensionals here that is left over from a paper pumpkin that I am cutting up the edges to here. All right, we're going to put that right there. Now I have this, and I think I'm going to pop that one up too to give it a little bit of a... By the way, eucalyptus and peonies look very beautiful together. So if you're like my daughter, who grows this big eucalyptus plant in her office all winter long, and then she takes it outside and uses it with her cut flowers. She's carried it over for the past couple of years because she loves eucalyptus. So I'm going to put this guy up here, and we've popped him up to give him a little bit of dimension on top of the other eucalyptus. All right, now let's grab my blings. So I keep a bunch of bling over here in my case. So this is how I keep my open bling once they're opened. I just put them in one of our stamp cases, and then I keep them right here on my desk. So when I'm looking for something, oh, and I think I found something. That was pretty easy. First thing I grabbed. All right, adhesive back pearl trio. These are really, really pretty, but I'm going to go for that one in the center there. That's got that. It's got the eucalypt, the Lost Lagoon, and that kind of feel. So let's put one on there. Let's do, oh, it's raining. I can hear the rain. Let's do one down here in the corner. And let's do one up here on the side. So we have the 3. I know I was doing 5, but I think 3 is going to work just perfect on that one. And there you have it. So that was pretty quick and easy. I mean, you could put another one of these eucalyptus things on the inside of the inside if you wanted to, or whatever. You could kind of go crazy. Basically, get all your stuff ready, make yourself like a little kit, and have, you know, all the things that you need, and then you can just quick make up some cards. So that was where I went with this morning. But my original plan was to show you another layout that I really, really like a lot. And I saw this somewhere, and I made one yesterday, and I really liked how it came out. And so we're going to use the same materials. And since I'm running pretty quickly here this morning, we're going to use the same materials, but we're going to make a different layout. So this one here is called omitting tiles or something, I think is the name of the layout or the technique or the fun fold or whatever you want to call it. I saw another demonstrator do it, and I thought it was really cool. And as you guys know, if you were watching my Friday Night Live, you saw that I used the Mediterranean blooms. And so this was another card that I came up with using the omitting tile technique. And I thought it went very well with the tile look of Mediterranean blooms. All right, so what you need for this one is you need a card base, and we're going to be using Lost Lagoon as my card base. I have a piece of Pretty in Pink, and the next layer is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're just going to go right ahead and lay that down. Just like that. Now, our piece of white that we're going to be working with, or our other light color, doesn't necessarily have to be white, but whatever the other light color you decide to use, is at 4 1/2 by 3 1/4, okay? And now you're going to need 1-inch pieces, okay? So I'm going to grab my cutter, and I thought this worked out perfect with this DSP because there are 6 different sides. So we're going to cut out, we need 2 of each of these because we're going to use the front and the back. Okay, so I have that strip, and then we have 2 of these. And then this last one, we'll do 2 1-inch squares there too. Now this is also very similar to one that I showed you Friday night. So if you haven't checked out my Friday night video, please go back and check out my Friday night video. I am also on YouTube, so if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, Stamping with Julia on YouTube, please go check out my YouTube channel and subscribe. I would so really appreciate that. All right, so we're going to do the tile part first. So what you do is you pick out, you kind of lay it out how you would like your tiles to go. So you're going to do 3 down the side here. And then you do 1 going that way. And 1 this way. and then one down here. Just like that. Okay. I always get a little bit too high up there. All right, so let's go ahead and mount them. Just like that. Oops. 2. 3. So what this leaves you with is a big spot up there and a small spot for your salutation. Okay, so then you have what looks like that. This one here we got a little crooked. We're going to see if we can pull this one off. And I did mention this the other day, that if you are trying to get the adhesive to release a little bit, you can use your embossing tool, the heat embossing tool, and that will help loosen up the glue, and it'll help with that. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. All right, so I'm going to use the hello salutation this time. We're going to grab that. It is pouring out. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background, but it is just raining like cats and dogs out there. I'm thankful that I don't have to water my garden, but there go the peonies. I do hoop my peonies, but when you get downpour and rain like this and they're all blossomed out, yeah, they end up mostly ending up on the ground. The weight is just too much. All right, so we have the hello there. We did that in the Pretty and Peacock. All right, so now we're going to bring our... So when you are doing this technique that I just showed you with the Stampin' Right markers too, that you probably want to clean your stamp in between, just so that you have a nice new fresh palette to work with. So we're gonna see if we can do this again and have it come out as good as it did the first time. Now I'm getting a little bit better of where my image is. Sometimes it's hard to look at the image this way because it's hard to tell where one thing ends and another thing begins. We're not always used to looking at them this way. So, and I do have a peony out there. It's one of the first peonies that comes out, and its name is Coral Charm. And it very much looks a lot like what we've done here. It starts very, very dark in the coral family, and as it lightens up as the blossom gets older, it's more light pink, and it almost has like a yellow to it, which is really cool. It's called Coral Charm. One of my favorites, really. So I'm taking the tip of my marker and I'm just kind of going on the side so that I'll get a little bit of shading. All right, let's put the peony. Okay, fingers crossed. Perfect. All right. Yay! All right, now I have this other little tiny peony, which is basically almost just a peony bud here. Let's see if I can find a small block. Always good to kind of use the size of the block of your image. And I know that we've gotten rid of a couple of blocks, but I can show you some tricks to use in some of the bigger blocks with your smaller items if you need to do that. But normally I try to find a block that is the same size as my image or very close to, especially when you're in going into the ink pad, it just really helps getting a lot of ink and stuff on the sides. Okay. All right, and then we're going to come in with that Lost Lagoon and just do a little highlight in there. Just a little highlight. Okay. And we're going to do that right down here by the hello. Perfect. Woohoo! All right. So now we're going to layer that right on there. What a fun way to use all your DSP too, if it's a DSP that you really like. This is just a fun way to use a little bit of all of it on a card. And I like all the patterns in this paper. We were actually having the comment yesterday that I was a little disappointed that there's only 3 sheets of paper in there, but I get it. You get all the die cuts. All right, now let's see if I can find some bling. And right next to the bling that I found for the last one is our brass butterflies, and I think the brass butterflies will look really pretty on this. So let's grab, and the reason I keep them this way and keep them on the, keep them on, I notice a lot of them are not glued to the, papers anymore, and I think it's because when you go to try to pull the plastic off, they end up doing what they just did here. They end up flying around, but there was one that fell off, but he still has sticky to him, so we're going to put him on there. The reason I leave them this way is, A, I want to know what they're called, and B, the order numbers on the back. So when I'm done and I want to put some on my order, they're right there. All right, so we're going to put the little one up there, a big one, and then we're going to do another big one down here because that's what I have left, is big ones. How's that? How's that for a quick and easy, simple card, but really, really pretty? All right, let me get my stuff out of the way here so you guys can see my 2 quick cards this morning. Now, envelopes. I wanted to show you another, do I have enough time? I do, I have like 3 minutes. I wanted to show you another really quick technique that I thought would be really pretty. I saw this on another card, I saw this one on another card making thing that had nothing to do with Stampin' Up, but she's somebody that I follow. So how many of you guys follow somebody that is not technically a Stampin' Up demonstrator, but does cards and stuff? So there's so many different companies out there that we don't have to be prejudiced. We can share the ideas, share the love. That's what the internet is all about, correct? It's all about sharing, right? Good things. All about sharing good things. All right, so I don't clean my brushes in between. This is how I clean my brushes in between. And what I do is I have like green, and then this one happens to be, this one I'm pretty sure is Petal Pink, that I've used before. So here would be a fun thing to decorate your envelope. So let's grab Petal Pink. And I think of Pool Party as the lighter version of Lost Lagoon. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm looking at my brushes, just looking to see if I have one that's closer to Lost Lagoon, and I do. It's this one right here. All right, that one's kind of green. All right, so here we go. Scrap piece of paper. All right. I usually just tap, get a little ink on there. I come over here, and then I go on my envelope. All right, now we're going to do a little Lost Lagoon. Oh, this is actually Pool Party. Now, let's grab our Peony. We want the big guy, and we'll we're going to clean him. We're going to clean him off. And let's do him stamping one more time on our envelope. So I had never really thought about sponging on the envelopes to give them kind of like a little bit of a, you know, something besides just plain white. Because what's the first thing that our recipient sees? They see the envelope. So why shouldn't we decorate the envelope? Why shouldn't the envelope be just as exciting as the beautiful card inside? Right? That's my thought anyway. All right, so thank you guys so much for stopping by this morning. Hopefully I haven't taken up too much of your Sunday morning. I hope you are enjoying. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I would do a much better sponging job. My sponging job was kind of not as quick, but the sponging is the same thing. You're going to want to play around with the sponging technique just like you do with any other technique. So grab yourself some blank scrap paper. One of our grid sheets is a great thing to just kind of play around with the sponging and to get a different feel of what you're doing. So that's another thing. Just kind of keep it in mind that it's a technique that just comes with practice, and just, you know, this one here too. Until you get used to what you're doing, you can always play around with this technique as well. Today's going to be a rainy day here in Connecticut, most of the day anyway. So I'm planning on staying right here in my stamp room. Look at that. For the day and playing around with some things. I have classes coming up. I have my mystery card night coming up this week. So I'll be in here playing around with all those things. So let's bring back my cards. So we have a fun matching envelope to go with that one. We'll make a fun matching envelope to go with this one. All right, guys. I didn't say good morning, everybody, because I was so busy. So good morning, Sandy, Debbie, Maureen, Linda, Abby, good morning. And I think that's everybody. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by this morning. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you have a great week. Come on back Wednesday for my mystery card night. The supplies and everything are listed in the event on my Facebook Stampin' with Julia page. So check that out. Get your supplies all together, and we're going to be making a fun card together. And then I ask that you post your creation in the comments so that we can all see what everybody's looks like, which is a real lot of fun. Friday nights are my Stamping Friday, Facebook Friday. I don't know what I'm doing this coming Friday because I'm having a in-person summer-themed all-occasion card night here at my house. First time in a very long time I am having a card night. So it's limited to 8 people. Something that I have to ask is if you've been on my Facebook event and seen that and you put interested, is if you could please write whether you're coming or not, because my count depends on that. I really wish that when we're doing those events, we could, I mean, I love that you're interested. That, don't get me wrong. I'm very excited that you're interested, but I need a head count. So that interested doesn't give me a head count. Okay, so if you have marked interested and you are coming, please change that on Facebook, because I'm limited on space here. So we'll have 8 people Friday night, and I have some really fun summer themed all occasion cards for you. So I might be going live early this Friday because this is my Friday off. So normally I would go live at like 7:30. I'm probably going to go live at 4 before the girls come, or before the people come for my card night. So yeah, and then next Wednesday, if you're in the area, I have a card night planned at the Nutmeg Fudge. It's going to be ice cream and birthday themed, because what doesn't go better with birthday than ice cream? So that event is also on my, I believe that one is on my Stampin' Up page. I haven't made an event on Facebook yet for that one, but I'm working on it. It's just not enough hours in the day. All right, guys. I'm a little over my time this morning. I hope you enjoyed what I came up with you for this morning. This is a really beautiful kit. Again, if you need to purchase anything or if you have any questions or want to see the catalog, if you need a catalog, let me know. Just reach out to me. And there is my link to my Stampin' Up page. All right, guys. I'm going to let you go. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll all be stamping together real soon. Have a great rest of your day.